Hey everyone, this is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe and don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. And also, please make sure that when you click the notification bell, you select all because the platform has changed. And if you like this review, please drop it a like and do share. Alright, this is for Punchline number 1 that I got on Free Comic Book Day this year. Now, I looked up number 2 a few hours ago. That one came out on December 2018, so that means this one was released on November 2018, but was re-released the following Free Comic Book Day with a different cover, because this one has a different cover. I guess this one was made specifically for Free Comic Book Day. Now, as I said, this is called Punchline, and you might not know what to think, given that it has sort of a emo type girl here standing in front of an old car circa 1970s, but yet has a very feminine tone for the title, Punchline there. You know, various shades of pink with white. It's from Antarctic Press. Now, what I find unique about this story is that this story is a passing of the torch type story. And if you are familiar with that concept, it basically means, someone is handing the reins off to a younger person to continue the fight. And this is called Written in Blood, the first arc of this series. And we open up the comic book to this woman. She's bleeding, as you can see right there. And she's walking through a cemetery because she's being chased. So she finally finds a place to sit. And this is all on Christmas Eve. She's running from some people, and we don't know why. But then she runs into this young woman who says, "Excuse me, this is a private bench." And she turns around, sort of shocked out of her own daze. She says, "Oh, hi there. Merry Christmas, I guess." She's like, "Whatever. Do you want to go find another bench, or should I?" And she says, "If anybody's going to move, it ought to be you. You're young." And this woman doesn't look very, very old herself. And she says it's a bit late for you to be out on Christmas Eve. And the young lady says that she needed a break from the family drama. And she says it's a great place to bring a sketchbook. Well, I suppose that might be true. And anyway, they get to talking, and she sees that the woman is covered in blood, not just her chest, but her arm, her hand as well, because she's been in some sort of fight. And the young lady, she freaks out and says, we gotta get you to the hospital or something. And she basically says, "Don't worry about it. I'll be okay." And then she says, I live the life of a gunfighter, and this is how a gunfighter goes out. You can call me Mel. She says, I'm sorry, Jesse. She says, don't be. I had a good run. For years, I was an agent for supernatural powers. They wanted me to choose a successor and retire. So they took me down a peg. So she says, I refused repeatedly. So they took me down a peg. And she says that sucks. You have family drama. I have family drama. Back up. You said supernatural? And so she says down here, if you passed your whatever on to me, would it save your life? And the woman says, I don't know. It isn't that kind of thing you should jump into blind. So this girl looks like she's very eager to get on with it, to get into this, because apparently she's not liking the family drama at home. And the woman says, my gunslinger analogy is a little too on the nose given the situation. This kind of work can get you killed. And the girl says, never realized what blood smelled like. Let's try it. And the woman says, if this works, you'll see and do amazing things. Being a costume hero is like real life turned up to 12. Last chance to wuss out. She says, where do we start? And this, I swear, this could be a nod to DC Comics. Because the woman says, any rebirth requires a certain amount of blood. And who's the one place that has used the term rebirth in recent years? DC Comics. And the girl says, what the hell kind of hero has a knife? She says, I used to think it was just me and Tarzan, but you'd be surprised. Now hold out your hand. I need to cut you to the bone. She says, are you insane? The woman says, no, I'm joking. This is supposed to be fun, remember? And so, over the page, she says, you left out unpleasant. Just hold it right there for another moment. I don't feel different. That's funny. You look guilty. Because she says, oh, that's gross. And she just cut the girl a little bit. And then she says, let's get you cleaned up a little. She says, will I be able to do this with a costume? She says, sure, let's run through some options. And this is really funny here. Yeah, this is Battle Angel, Squid Punk musician, Bikini Woman, her shy cousin, One Piece girl. It's like they're taking pot shots at the, costume heroes. And then she says, stop it. This is ridiculous and I'm cold. Are you really cold, or do you think you're supposed to be cold because it's Christmas Eve and it's snowing? Oh, it's the second one. When did it start snowing? When I was terrorizing you with new costume options. This is awesome, she says. And then she's able to change out of it with another step when she snaps her fingers. And so this girl is so glad to be a superhero now that it's just funny. So she meets her up a couple nights later, and they go patrolling. And she says that she brought an idea for a costume. And she said, something like this? And the woman says, are you sure? Yeah, I think. And this is what she turns into. A really good looking superhero. I mean, really. And her first task is to stop a crime. And the woman says, jaywalking doesn't count. And so she flies around and she can't find the crime. So she just chills on a rooftop for a while. Then she hears some gunfire and meets someone by the name of where's the name again? It's over here. She meets someone by the name of the Black Arrow. I'm Black Arrow. And she was able to stop that getaway car in the van. And it's just funny. The art is fantastic. Just look at this spectacular art. It's not overcomplicated. It's entertaining. She comes back and says that how the night went, and even remarks that finding a crime to stop is not as easy as you would think. And she turns back to herself, and that's basically, the end of this issue. And this is from Antarctic Press. It's a really good story. I enjoyed it a lot. Now, since the second issue came out in December of 2018, I'm not sure if it's still able to get in single issue. But if not, I'm going to try and see if I can get it in trade paperback for the first arc. So, when I get that, I will read it, and I will review it. So, this was just a fun read, which is not something that I always see. So, if you got this on Free Comic Book Day, did you enjoy it, or did you already have it? Leave your comments down below. Please do subscribe if you're new here, and do click the notification bell. And when you do click the notification bell, make sure to select all so you don't miss any of the new uploads. I am Michael for Spirit Comics, and I'll see you on the next one.